So this tutorial is actually an application of various concepts we've seen in the previous tutorials, and it shows you how you can use the unit test module that comes with the standard library in Python, how you can use that on your Excel workbook. But to begin with, let's see what unit testing actually means and how it works in Python before we then switch over to how we can apply these concepts on our spreadsheet models or whatever we're building in a spreadsheet that is worth to have some automated testing built into it. So automated unit tests are a cornerstone of modern software technology. It's also coined as test-driven development, where you actually write the tests before you actually write the code itself. Now, all of the modern programming languages, they either have built-in support for writing unit tests or have external modules that support it. But in Excel, we're actually left alone, so we don't really have anything available for pulling up automated unit tests. So when we build unit tests using Excel Wings, we have a framework at hand which is really nice because it's very much unintrusive, meaning that we don't need to install any add-in, so we don't need technically the Excel Wings add-in for that to work. We don't need to have any, or we don't need to make any changes to the VBA code, so we don't need to add any additional code there, or we don't need to put in any additional modules there. And the requirements on the Python side are also minimalistic. So we really just need Python with Excel Wings, and that's pretty much all you need to get started. And this framework, as we shall see later on, is great for getting confidence about Excel tools that, may be legacy or you don't really know very well. So when you consider making changes to such a big and complex workbook, it may enable you to get a lot more confidence about that. All right, so this as a little introduction to what we're going to do and why it is a really nice solution. And I have posted a link here to get an idea or a good introduction to unit testing with Python, and for a quick introduction to the topic that goes much more into detail than what I'm able to do in this tutorial, I recommend you read through that article. But there's many other articles out there, just do some Googling on unit test in Python. This here, as a last comment before we dive into unit testing, Excel Wings allows you on the one hand to, really just do unit tests on spreadsheets, including or without VBA code. It also allows you to test VBA code against an alternative implementation in Python. So sometimes you are copy-pasting page-long code snippets from the internet and use it in your production Excel workbook. And it covers a function that does exist in a library like NumPy or SciPy, or a specific library like, Quantlib for the financial stuff. And that will also allow you to cross-test, to compare the outcome of your VBA solution with the outcome, the result of a highly tested third-party library in a different language. And it's just easy to see if your solution in VBA gives you the same results as a heavily tested third-party application. All right, so to introduce really Python's unit test module, I would like to write a couple of tests here based on the upper method that you can use on strings. These tests here are actually taken from the official Python documentation about unit testing, so you can also get back there and read up more details. So you probably have all used the upper method here that turns a string into all uppercase letters. And given, let's imagine, we were core Python developers and we wanted to write unit tests for that function. So this here is a way of how we could do that. So first of all, we need to import the unit test module here. And then we write a class which usually starts by the name test, then describes whatever we're going to test in that class. And most importantly, we have to inherit here from the unittest.test case. Then we can just write some methods. Each method is a test, and they all should start with test underscore and then describe whatever they're testing. So the very first test here is just checking if our output from the method, from this upper method, really is equal to what we would expect it to be. So we are always using these assert functions, and there's a couple of those, like assert equal, assert true or false, assert almost equal when we're dealing with floating point arithmetic. And so the first one here is really just checking, does my foo string here turn correctly into all uppercase foo? And this has to be true, so the test passes. And then this test below here is testing that is upper, is giving back true when it is actually uppercase, and false when it's not all uppercase. And to run this, we have several possibilities. One of the most common ones is that we just say python-m unit test and then, well, either nothing or explicitly the module here that we call test sample. This guy here is actually included over here in the workbook material as an actual file. So when you click on that, when you open it in your text editor, you will see the same text file as what we have just been looking at. We can run this in a terminal, in a command prompt, but we could also execute this directly from within the Jupyter notebook just by putting an exclamation mark at the very beginning. This means it's going to be a shell command. So let's just try how this looks like. But as I said, we could also copy that and paste it here in our command prompt, where we first change into the tutorial, and then in the tutorial directory, and then actually run that code. And you see the output is obviously the same. And the meaning of these dots here is that for each test that passes, you will get a dot. For each test that fails, you will get an F, and then you will get the summary or the trace back of why that test actually failed. We will see that when we get to the unit tests using Excel Wings in the second part of this tutorial. Then here we see that we can also run a single test. This is done by using the module.testClass.test method syntax here, and we can also introduce the V flag here, which means for verbose. So we see which tests are being run by the name, as opposed to above here just by a dot. So these tests here mean that everything passes. As you can see, the test result in the end is okay, which means all the tests have passed. And when I'm now doing when I'm working on the upper method here for the strings and want to make sure that I don't break any of its functionality, then I just need to rerun the unit tests, and I can be confident that I haven't broken anything. Right, so we actually look at Excel spreadsheets as them being source code. The same way as we're writing Python source files, we consider Excel workbooks, whether or not they're containing VBA code, we consider them code, because there's a lot of dependencies, there's a lot of formulas, and there's a lot of logic in the cells. And well, unlike source code, it's actually harder to track because it's all hidden away from the user in the cells, because usually you just see the values and not the formulas anymore. So having unit tests, using unit tests on Excel workbooks is actually a very, very good idea to get a little bit more confidence about what's going on in these spreadsheets.